This is William Tincup, and we are recording from isolved Connect in Chicago. Kelli, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing well. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are.
Yeah, my name is Kelli Rico. I lead product management here at isolved.
Okay.
Been with the organization for 13 years.
13. That's a 1 and a 3. Yep, got it.
Long time.
That is a long time. You've seen a lot of things.
I have. I started with the organization back when we were like a couple hundred employees.
Wow.
We're now a few thousand employees, so I've
Correct.
seen some stuff.
You have seen some stuff. Did you start in product?
I did not. I started out in implementation. I
bless you.
implemented. Yeah.
Ooh.
I think everybody should have to be an implementation specialist. You learn.
I've had another CEO tell me this bit that they've got to do a month in customer service.
I agree. You should do customer service, sales. I almost feel like you should wear every hat.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see what people have to go through.
100%. Because it's too easy to blame them. Later in life, it's just like, well, that's obviously an implementation problem. Or that's obviously a sale. They sold them something they shouldn't have sold them. And it's like, come on, that's too easy.
Agreed.
Yeah. So 13 years, that's fantastic. Now, I caught a bit of a Southern accent-ish.
I hear that sometimes, but I'm from Utah.
Utah? No way.
Yep.
Where in Utah?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. You know, I read this a couple of years ago now, so it's a little bit dated, that Salt Lake City is, for the first time in the history of Salt Lake City, has more non-Mormons than Mormons.
It definitely is changing.
I've always counted on it to be Mormon. So it's like, it's a weird adjustment. So now when I fly in, I usually go to a resort, Park Cities or whatever. And so when I come in, I've like gotten used to, historically, 20 years of travel, I've been used to it being Utah or Salt Lake. And now it's not that. It's like restaurants are open later.
You can get a couple drinks.
You can get a couple drinks. Like, I don't expect that out of Salt Lake. It's like, you go to Salt Lake. I got to get out. Then go out to Park Cities. Then you can drink as much as you want. You're good there. But I love Salt Lake. I mean, it's a cool city because you can, in the winter, you got all the winter stuff. You're close to everything. Utah, all the national parks. So you could do stuff there. And in the summer, it's beautiful.
Yep. There's something to do in every single season. That's why I haven't left. Born and raised.
That's not the way in Texas. We don't have that.
Everything's fun in Texas.
Oh, no, everything's fun in Texas. But it's in the summer when it's 110, there's just certain things you can't do.
Little too hot.
Little too hot. So product management across, do you own many products?
All of isolved People Cloud lives under our world. So we partner super closely with the engineering team.
Right.
Christian Thompson, our chief technology officer, is my counterpart. And we work day in and day out to make sure that everything across the platform is functioning.
I was going to ask you about that. Because you've got a relationship, or in some ways, there's kind of dot-to-dot relationships between sales, customer experience or customers, marketing in some ways, but also technology. You hit technology pretty hard. Like, you get data from a lot of different people. Sales is going to give you data. Marketing is going to give you data. Customers are going to give you data. Engineers are going to tell you what you can and can't do. Thanks. But like, can't do that. No, I know, but how could we do it? How do you decide what to build next?
That's a good question. We do get all of our information from across many different areas.
Right.
We have a slide that we usually talk about. It's like this little rainbow wheel that talks about all the different people that influence the roadmap. And what we try to do is gather as much input as we possibly can.
Right.
And then look at the ROI. What's going to impact the most customers?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Because you're not building bespoke products, you're building a SaaS product.
Yeah. I mean, we want something that's configurable for all clients, not customizable for just one.
Right.
So the opinions of our customers matter a ton, but we're also working with a ton of industry analysts like yourself to gather information, what's going on in the market, how do we keep ourselves relevant and at the top of the list, and ensuring that we have the best features in the HCM suite.
Okay, I said this earlier, actually, to your and most product leaders want to punch me in the face after I say this. So go ahead and be ready. So if you add 3 features, this is the bit. If you add 3 features, you got to take 3 features away. How angry are you right now?
Pretty angry.
Good. So
It's a good thing I can't read your
yeah. That's why we have a table in front of us.
You planned
Now,
this well.
the bit is, and why I say this is studied user adoption for about 5 years of my life, then studied implementations for 2 or 3 years. And what I learned in that experience with all of HCM is feature bloat. It isn't a question, you do have all the inputs of new stuff, check, but you also have all that historical stuff. And if here's how I would lead off a conversation. A feature isn't a feature unless it's being used, or benefit isn't a benefit unless it's being consumed.
1,000%.
Right. So if you look into the system, you're going to see things that aren't being used. Now it's just a matter of if you add things, and you should. Why don't we have the same rigor around taking things away that aren't being used? Not anything that's being used. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about stuff that no one's running that report. No one's doing that. No one's going into that area. And if they are, they can always call us. We can figure it out. But take it away. How hard is that to actually do?
It's harder than you think it is. It's harder because as we build features, we try to build them so that they interweave throughout the product. So it's not as simple as just taking it away.
Right.
You talked about having a partnership with the engineering team, and I always feel like something is easy. I'm like, oh yeah, we can do that. We got the best team. And they're like, seriously?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard that is?
It's 2 weeks of 3 persons time.
Exactly. So they're like, please don't tell people that's easy. I know it sounds really cool, but it's really hard.
Actually, when I was an agency, I owned an ad agency for a decade, and there was 3 words that came up, and if it came up in a sales meeting, I would get up and leave. So it's fast, easy, and cheap. And if somebody in a prospect meeting would say, "Oh, this is probably really fast," I'd just look at them and say, "You have no idea what is fast or slow," which means that you don't respect what we do. Which means that why would I ever work with you if you don't respect what we do? So I just get up and leave.
I'd be in big trouble if my CTO said that. But it's a give and take. It's a give and take.
You got to have a good relationship with technology. I mean, you got to have a good relationship with all those inputs. Fair. Because like sometimes customers, if you depend too much on their inputs, or you weight their inputs too high, they can lead you in the wrong direction.
Sure.
Like it's something that's really important to them, and it could be important to a lot of them, but it's not really something that they need.
Or it's not future thinking. They're thinking of it in a really small manner.
Right.
And sometimes I think if we can bring that idea back to the team, we can imagine it and kind of blow it up much bigger.
Right.
To where it does help a lot more people.
Yeah. It's got to, I mean, and especially SaaS, it's got to, if you've got 100,000 clients, it's got to touch 80,000 of them. You're not going to touch everybody. That's okay.
But a good chunk. Yeah, I agree. 80,000 is a good number.
Yeah. Good 80-20 rule, right? How do you develop new products? How does innovation happen?
Man, there's a lot of different ways. A lot of times we start, this sounds weird, like napkin drawing.
Yeah.
We all sit in a room and kind of ideate.
Oh, that's cool.
We do a lot of strategy workshops. Right now we're getting ready to do one in the payroll area. Payroll's really cool. We've got some new features coming in with perfect payroll. But I feel like payroll can kind of be boring too. So we're trying to figure out how do we spice payroll up, get some fun features added in there that are going to benefit everybody. So in just a couple of weeks, we're doing just that. We're going to bring a whole group of masterminds together, people from sales, product marketing, product itself, and really just sit in a room and draw. I think that you have to kind of ask questions. What are people doing on a day-to-day basis? What's important to them? What are our competitors doing? You got to look at the full scope, but I'm thinking of this one picture that we did for another feature, but our entire room was filled with life-size Post-it notes where we all ideated and drew.
Ooh, I like that.
It was fun.
When is that event? Ish.
Couple weeks right after our Partner Connect event, so we're probably looking end of June.
Good. So the next time you do that with a different product, Do it and bring customers.
I like that.
Okay, so hear me out, because I did this in market research, and have them behind the mirror, in front of the mirror, you're behind the mirror, and have them run payroll or whatever the product is. If it's ATS, whatever, have them do their job in front of you.
You know what's crazy is we just did that for, we're looking at building a bot for the customer
Yeah.
service team.
Oh,
And
cool.
so we were thinking, what a better way to learn what their practices are than go out. So we flew out to our Dubuque office and just kind of sat behind the scenes
Yeah,
and watched them
shadow.
do their job all day. And it was mind blowing.
Right. So that's the thing in market research that they have as a tool. I was in Cleveland. There's an ad agency that had the Black and Decker account, and so we're doing market research, and so we're behind the mirror, and the moderator puts this vacuum cleaner up on the table, and it's 12 women looking at the vacuum cleaner. Very sexist, but it is what it is. So, and it was called like the tornado or something like that. And one woman, he goes, listen, this has twice the strength of the vacuum cleaner that you have. And she goes, well, how do I know it? I can't see it. And he goes, well, tell me a little bit more about that. Elaborate on that. She goes, well, the part right here, that's just capturing the stuff. Oh, I'd like to see that. I'd like to, like, if that were clear, I'd like to look at that. Engineers behind the window are on the phone right away. Can we make that piece plastic? Can we make that clear?
She wants to see how much stuff it's sucking up.
Right. And so they're like literally talking to engineers. Yeah, we can make that. Why would we make it clear? Because of course the engineers are like, why would we make it clear? It's like, don't worry about that. Let's not even have that conversation. Make it clear. Made it clear. 2 weeks later, we did the same thing with different people. And of course, everyone loved being able to see the stuff that it picked up. And it's just like, it's crazy that this was just, regular person, just like you and me, just came into a market research study and just literally created a product.
It is insane.
It is insane.
We have an amazing UX team.
Yeah.
We've had them for the last, 6 or 7 years, but with the introduction of AI, I know I'm kind of switching gears a little bit,
good.
But with the introduction of AI, we've actually freed a lot of their time up because a lot of their prototyping that they were spending their time on
Right.
was taking quite a bit, but now we've freed it up so that they can do more user research and user studies on things just like you're talking about. Take a feature that we've already done the ideation on,
Right.
put it out in front of them and get the feedback. I love what you're saying, though. Bring them into that ideation meeting right up front, kind of kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah. Let them see it, see the new thing, see how they do the old thing. And again, they'll give you, without being able to speak, like I said, there's a problem with observational research is it assumes that the person can tell you, right? And sometimes they can't.
You got to see it for yourself.
Right. And so you can ask them all the time, like y'all are open. Y'all ask your customers all the time, what else should we be thinking about? What else should we be doing? What else do you need? This, that, and the other. But sometimes the inability to be able to communicate the thing, the little thing that they're doing repetitively.
That's a big thing.
That's a big thing. And they just can't communicate it. And so it's capturing that. I think balancing that out with a technologist, not y'all's, but a technologist that wants to build cool stuff, which I would say in our space is a problem because they just want to build good state. It's a solution searching for a problem, right? So it's like, okay, you got to tamper that down and at least be able to make a customer case for that.
Sure.
And at the same time, you've got customers with real problems as well. So yeah, we asked about innovation. Do you do R&D?
We do a lot of R&D.
Do you? Tell me about that.
A lot of what we focus on is, with research and development, it's a lot of trial and error, right?
You gotta you're breaking
test
eggs.
it in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, even our most recent features like the perfect payroll that we're getting ready to launch. There was a ton that went into it. A lot of times, we talk about a feature being on a roadmap and we're so excited for it to come out in a specific quarter. And we have to push it back because the research and development that goes into it maybe takes a little bit longer than anticipated. I'm currently doing a tax credit study actually right now for R&D for isolved and
Oh,
going through
cool.
how many hours did we actually spend.
Right.
Thousands of hours
Oh,
spent in
easily.
R&D, and we
Easily.
could do so much more if we were really just focused on that. But obviously, you got to do a
Sounds like
happy
you wanna
balance.
see, it sounds like you wanna run that area. Is what I'm gathering, is that you wanna run
Oh,
the R&D.
yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Favorite.
Bring somebody else over here. So, one thing is leading product, there is some connective tissue to product marketing,
Mhm.
right? So how do you either get from them or give to them, kind of that relationship? How do you get them to understand what you're doing, or for them to give you updates on what they're seeing?
Yeah, so we have a really close relationship with our product marketing team. Brianna Gillenson is the gal who leads
Yeah,
our
yeah, yeah.
product marketing group, and we meet with her and her team on a monthly basis. She does individual meetings with each of our product groups. And when I say groups, it's we have a group focused on payroll and
Right,
time, right? We kind of section them out. So
right,
we have a product marketing manager associated to each of those pods, and they're meeting monthly to talk about what's new in the market. What does pricing look like,
right.
right? We go through all of that monthly, and then quarterly we do a wrap up
Oh, that's
where we
cool.
show what did we deliver and then what's coming up.
Right.
So I feel like we're in constant lockstep with them and have to be successful.
So you're gonna punch me again, and this is gonna be a punch that probably will actually happen. So, because I studied all this stuff, I see it from a couple different angles. One is, when do you have releases? What's your release schedule?
We release every 2 weeks.
Okay, so when we say release in product, it's a hooray, right? A release to customers is anxiety.
Oh, yes.
So it's all change management. So you've just upended their confidence and competence in your product, because they used to know where things were and how to do things. And now you just change it for the better,
Yeah.
but you just
But change is
change.
hard.
Change is hard. So how do you navigate? You handled that very well, by the way. How do you navigate their change? Because implementations, all of those folks, when you're rolling out something new, salespeople love it because it gives them new candy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's done. Got those folks. But the customers, first of all, you got to get them to know that it's coming, know that it's live, know how to start it, etc. So there's a whole lot of things. There's a lift, and some of these are small companies, right? So like 100-person firm, that's a great release.
Just blew their world.
Just, yeah, tore their world up. So how do you manage that?
Great question. So we do try to balance, even though we do biweekly releases, we try to focus on not having big features all stacked together.
Right,
We try to time those out.
right,
Usually once a quarter, we'll have bigger features that happen. That way they have time to kind of see it coming down the pipeline.
right.
Every release, we have a release newsletter that we give our customers. It
Okay.
really walks them through A to Z, everything that's coming out.
Newsletter is in text or video?
Both.
Okay,
Both. We have an amazing training team who runs our LMS. They
good.
build content inside of the newsletter, attach it. That way there's documentation and there's videos to guide them through everything. So our training team gets a sneak peek as we're delivering or developing it.
Right.
They understand they can develop all of their content, and then we put the newsletter together every 2 weeks.
So how crazy of an idea is to have that training in application?
We are working on that.
Okay.
What I'd love for it to be is
We
you
did
wake up
not
Friday.
we did not talk about this session before, because I thought she would punch me twice. She hadn't punched me yet, so I'm still working on that, but in application training.
Yes.
So point of, I'm here, I'm now doing this bit.
And a cute little pop-up comes
Right.
up and tells you what to do. It saves a day. Absolutely something that we're looking at.
Okay.
To me, that creates the best user experience. You don't have to
100%.
go fishing for anything. It's
No.
right in front of you. And
Well,
it helps
and
us with adoption metrics, right? We can
100%.
see who's using what and where you might be struggling so that we can tweak or adjust where necessary.
Yeah, because you got cart abandonment. They keep getting to the same spot and jumping out. In performance management, it's super useful for the companies that do that. That you do performance management twice a year. So by the time you log back into that bit, you're like, I have no idea. But okay. And if it's in-app, you're at that point where they need it, meeting the user, where they need it, when they need it, etc., and explaining how to use it.
1000%.
What question should I have asked you that I haven't asked you so far?
What about security, fraud? You have had lots of discussion about fraud.
I have.
I hate this topic, but I also love it because it gives us a chance to educate people.
It terrifies me. When Steve talked to us in Charlotte, I literally couldn't sleep for a week. Like it was like keeping me up at night because I'd never credit cards. Yes, got it, but I'd never put payroll and fraud together.
Who wants to hack an HR product?
Turns out
a lot of people do.
Turns out all of North Korea, crazy. But it's again, it's one of those deals. It's a reality that's happening, whether or not we like it or not.
Right.
Doesn't really make a difference. It's happening. So having that and then thinking about that in every product or every product release, and then having that layer of like thought of like, okay, how could this be hacked? How could this be used by bad actors, etc. Yeah, I can see that.
When I started talking to Steve, and same thing like you did, I was a little bit freaked out.
Yeah.
Starting to worry like, oh my gosh, am I using the same passwords?
Yeah. Everything's broken.
I have used the same passwords.
100%.
I'm guilty. I know you're probably guilty
100%.
too. But I think this gives us a really good opportunity to educate our customers on security best practices. Not just passwords, but searching the website for like, let's go find myisolved.com and click the first thing that shows up in a Google search. I didn't even think about people putting bad sites up there.
100%.
But it happens, and it's insane.
Oh, yeah. And they'll take it down, and then they'll put one up again.
Yep, they'll change one letter and put it back up.
Yeah, and I mean, first of all, it's good to think about. I think more HR practitioners, the more they think about security and fraud and privacy, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
Agreed. I know we have a few security updates that are coming to the system that have taken priority over some of our features.
Yeah.
But as security is and fraud is getting higher and higher, we want to make sure that our product is the most protected.
Right.
It's insane how much information we track about people inside of the HCM.
Payroll has always sat on a ton of data.
It's like a bank.
Oh, and what's great about it, especially from a people analytics perspective. So if they add that on top of it, they can actually get really cool insights. They can connect dots that you couldn't see before. And so you've always sat on a lot of data, but it's been just kind of a siloed data. And so you haven't been able to kind of like, you couldn't connect the dots even if you wanted to.
Right.
Or cared to. But now you can. So I love that.
Yeah. I feel a little sad that we're not doing as many, we're still doing big features, but we're kind of slow some of those features down to make sure that we've got these security items in place.
Right.
Because I feel like we can't be a trusted partner if you can't trust us with your data.
100%. Yeah.
That's more important than the flashy feature, in my opinion.
It is. And people won't know that until they have fraud.
Right. And then they're like, hey, thanks for slowing things down. Remember that email you told me that was going to come out and I wasn't happy?
No. I think he and I were talking about forcing this also into the partnerships, into the ecosystem, marketplace, et cetera, and making sure that they're compliant.
Yes.
Because they're hooked into your system and somebody can hack them and then come back in through. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. If you weren't doing this, what would you do?
Oh, man.
Come on now.
I feel like I would still be doing this. I've been here for 13 years.
Well, I know that. But come on, like a surf shop, taco stand, what would you do? Where would you live if you couldn't live in Salt Lake?
I would go to the Carolinas. And that sounds cheesy because our headquarters is in the Carolinas.
No, it's both.
Beautiful.
It is gorgeous. I'd probably do Charleston.
Charleston's so cute.
Charleston and Savannah. Have you ever gone into Savannah?
I think I did. That's where they do the ghost tours?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. It's not that far away. It's gorgeous. And they still have all the wrought iron, everything like New Orleans.
What I love about it is it has similar 4 seasons as Utah.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as much winter, which is my least favorite season.
Me too. Not a cold weather person.
Carolinas.